The two teams are on the ice in full gear doing warm-up, and Gordon and Coach Riley are like up in the snack stand. Why are the coaches not on the ice?
Yeah, how are you guys not?
These two teams are just like warming up, and Gordon's like standing up in the press box.
It appears Gordon just got there. He walks in and he goes, "Oh, the Hawks."
Why did it have to be the Hawks?
Did you
It's
just
also
arrive?
It's like, did you not get a schedule?
Yeah.
Well, how did you game plan for these guys?
Ice is ready, and we are back with a very special episode of the Empty Netters podcast. We are joined by our boy, Rusty Featherstone.
Thank you for having me. Very excited. This is my first time on.
Yes, it is.
Long-time listener.
First time, long time.
I have never been more excited to do an episode in my life.
I have a lot of thoughts about what we're going to talk about. So I'm pretty excited.
It's the off season. We decided we were going to jump into a lot of hockey fans' favorite movie of all time. We wanted to watch The Mighty Ducks. And if I'm not mistaken, Rusty, you've never seen this movie.
It was my first time, and we actually went to a Rams preseason game and got kind of drunk.
Yeah.
And came home, ordered a pizza, put it on, cracked a couple of beers.
Beautiful.
It wasn't what I thought it was going to be at all.
Really?
No.
Okay, it wasn't what he thought it was going to be.
Can you elaborate on that really quickly?
Well, before he does that, what we're going to do here, folks, is we are going to break down the entire film of The Mighty Ducks. We're talking plot, we're talking characters, we're talking, is this realistic or not realistic?
Yep.
Basically, we're going to do a deep dive into the 1992 Emilio Estevez starring Mighty Ducks film.
And then we get some awards at the end.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Can I just read off the top?
Yes.
So, it feels like each sport has their iconic movie that's tailored towards children, but you kind of love it
Absolutely.
throughout life. Baseball, there's like a handful, right?
Yep.
And they all kind of hold up, and people talk about them very fondly.
Yeah. Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year. I thought this one, I didn't love this movie.
Well, I think
I don't
the
think
problem,
it's a very good movie.
Dan doesn't like it
am
either, dude.
Sorry.
Hold on.
This movie's
That's
fire. You
how
guys
I
are
feel.
idiots.
Well, I think the problem is you watched this for the first time later in life. Like, you
Agreed.
didn't fall in love with it as a
Yep.
child like we did.
Yeah. I
But-
think if I watched it for the first time at like 9,
Yeah.
this would be one that I would like defend till my like deathbed.
Yeah,
Yes.
look at me, dude.
But that's
you're looking,
great.
You're looking in the mirror. You're looking in the future, pal.
We've got great perspective here. So, without further ado, let us jump into the story and plot of The Mighty Ducks. We begin our film with a young Gordon Bombay playing pee-wee hockey in Minnesota.
Yeah.
The movie starts as he gets a penalty shot. I already have an issue.
I do as well.
This movie begins with this moment of Gordon Bombay getting a penalty shot. He gets talked to by his piece of shit Coach
He's
Riley.
the worst guy ever.
Here's the thing. The announcer says, with a chance to win the game. This shot is to win,
Yep.
Yeah.
not to tie.
It's tie game.
And when he misses, Gordon drops to his knees. He does the triple deke, shoots it, hits the post, goes out wide, misses. He drops to his knees, and the entire team like collapses. Coach Riley's like, oh my God. Given that was a chance to win,
Yep.
nothing bad has happened yet here.
No.
Like, a goalie could make a save, a next player
Yep.
on the Hawks could score, but they act like the entire world has ended because Gordon has
he
missed
says
it.
in the
Also, like-
diner, he says in the diner to Charlie
Yeah.
way later, where he's like, it was 2-2, we lost in overtime.
Yeah.
So they went to overtime. Like,
Yeah.
They had a full
what were you
overtime
going to
period.
say, Jack?
It's also like presumably other players were also at fault.
Yes.
Right? Like
Yeah.
it's like for some reason all of the weight of this has fallen on one penalty shot, which by the way, the goalie's mask,
Oh, dude, the
yeah.
gear,
insanity.
the gear is chaos
Oh,
throughout
yeah.
the whole movie.
Also, this might be later. It looks like, I don't know if just the 90s were a crazy time for hockey gear. It looks like the costume designer had never watched the game of hockey in his or her entire life.
Oh, yeah.
The half bubble, half cage.
Oh, dude, yeah, it gets worse as we go. There's no
horrible.
doubt about it. So,
Wait, I have one thing on that. The later they talk about Gordon has 198.
stop
something else.
jumping ahead, dude.
But it's
We're
just-
talking about the plot here.
I know,
you
but
can't
it's
keep jumping
it's
ahead.
about this exact scene. That's what I've talked about.
Okay.
The Hawks, that Hawks team is like they've won 1,000 championships in a row.
Yep.
They've won 1,000 in a row after. And Gordon has set Minnesota Pee Wee hockey records. In what universe are they tied 2-2?
Well, again,
in a game.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good
why
point. I
are
didn't
you
think
not
about that.
pumping them full of lead?
here's the point,
dude?
Chris. We don't know that yet. So make that point when you then find it out, because it's ridiculous then.
Well, he says with a
No,
chance to
no.
win the game.
Yeah, but in
Well,
this
also-
moment, we don't know those stats. All we've seen so far is just a hockey game.
Okay.
However, we do hear Coach Riley go,
What's his line?
you missed this shot. You're not just letting me down. You're letting
Yeah.
your whole team down
It's
too.
like putting like so. It was like he had never.
He's 9 years
never
old.
read any like sports psychology. This child is in his hockey infancy.
Yeah.
He's presumably your best player.
Yep.
And I think he knows this gravity of the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Why
Yeah.
are you like adding so much pressure?
So much pressure.
Popped collar.
Dude.
Not a fan of this guy.
Yeah.
Insane. Absolutely insane. So, Gordon missed the shot. We cut to years later, presumably a Gordon Bombay in his mid-20s. He's now a lawyer in a courtroom.
Yeah.
He is a complete scumbag, dude. Just truly, like, this guy is pulling shady stuff in the courtroom. He catches the judge on a sketchy overruling thing that
Yep.
just makes him be like, you know what? Sorry. Withdrawing that overrule, Gordon, you win the case. I imagine, like, he's probably the prosecutor. I don't know. But
Yeah.
the other
Yeah.
lawyer is like, come on, Gordon. And he's like, got to go for the W, dude, which is funny because he's clearly taken Coach Riley's mentality
Yeah.
later into his
He's
life.
learned nothing.
The man who's like ruined him.
Yeah. I had a problem with that scene. It doesn't. I get that he won. He doesn't seem like a very good lawyer at all. He's leaning over to his
He's
client.
cheating.
He's cheating, but he's also just wasting everyone's time.
Yep.
And he looks at his client and he goes, "You got to make them wait, like they're gonna eat this up
Yeah.
or something." And it's like, no, it looks like it's actually having the opposite effect.
Yeah.
The judge,
They're so annoyed.
the judge is so mad.
Yeah,
at
he's
you right now.
pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally pissed. So he does that. We see him cheat in the courtroom. Then he's walking around his office. He brags about like fucking a court reporter to somebody.
Yeah, for the one case he lost, like, yeah, I love how he won't admit that he's 30-1. Like, the Hawks are 30-1, and so is he.
Yeah.
But both of them hate the one loss they've ever had.
Yeah, it's so true. And then he also, I think it's his assistant, drops that someone has left some North Stars tickets. And the one thing we get from Gordon is, I hate hockey. He like scoffs at the idea
Yeah.
of going to a
Yeah.
North Stars game in a suite, I would imagine. So things have seriously changed for Gordon here. Then we see Gordon in Ducksworth's office. Ducksworth, the head of the firm. Gordon's bragging about his case, thinks he's going to be made partner or something here. And then Ducksworth basically tells him, like, you got to take a break here. That presumably makes Gordon spiral
Yep.
into savagely drinking and driving.
Yeah.
Like, this man, it's not like he went to the bar, got a little tuned up, and he's like, all right, I'm going home. This guy's driving in the middle of the night in Minnesota. There's snow and ice all over the
Yep.
road, and this guy's brown bagging it while
it was
driving.
almost like out of spite. Like he was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You would assume he probably has the funds for a driver.
Yes. Absolutely.
100%. He's 30-1.
And it didn't look like he was having much fun either.
No.
Like he was just drinking and driving for the sake of drinking and
Yeah,
driving.
just
Yeah,
to get a
just
head start
miserable.
on what he's
Yeah.
going to do at home.
Blasting music, swerving all over the road. My man gets pulled over.
Yeah.
He doesn't get popped for swerving across a double yellow lane.
Yep.
The car probably stinks like a bar.
Yeah.
He gets popped for saying a whittle noisy.
Yeah.
What if he had a lisp, dude? What if
Yeah,
he had a
yeah.
speech impediment? This cop goes, a whittle? All right, get out of the
Get
car.
out of
You're
here,
under
Joker.
arrest. You're
Yeah.
going to jail. Unbelievable, dude. You liked a line in that scene.
Well, there was one part. I didn't know if you wanted to save it
no,
for
you
later.
can
but
jump in there.
I love this, Jack, because he has. Well, you say the line because it was fucking hilarious.
dude.
I have
The-
it, but yeah.
The officer pulls him over and he's like, get out of the car. We're going to make you do a sobriety test. And he says, all right, you're doing a test, breath, blood, or urine. And Gordon Bombay goes, no, thanks, I'm full.
No thanks, I'm full.
Dude, killer line.
But
That
here's
is a killer
That's like a
line
Willie D line.
in a
But
1992 PG film.
Here's what I love, though, Rusty. He goes, right before that, the cop's lights appear in his rear view, and Bombay says out loud, he goes, this is not good. Because he knows he's drunk driving, right?
Yep.
So anyone else that goes, oh, shit, this is not good, like snaps in, and you're like, what is it, officer? How can I help you?
Yeah.
And he hits him with a, no thanks, I'm full. Like, the
Yeah.
zinger was too good that he had to just bury himself.
Yeah.
he had the presence of mind to be like, okay, this is a serious situation.
Yeah.
And then the cop teed him up, and he could not resist.
Dude, he had
couldn't
to
help
let him
himself.
have it.
Yeah.
It's a killer line.
Come on.
Killer
dude.
line. Like, he's just like, well, I'm fucked. I might as well let this
Yeah.
zinger out.
Yeah.
So Gordon
funny.
gets given 500 hours of community service. He's given a leave from work with salary
And a driver.
and
And
a
a
driver
driver.
in a
Seems
limo.
like they're almost rewarding this behavior.
In a limo.
Yeah, they're like, dude, drink more.
So,
So you got caught drinking and driving. We're gonna keep paying you.
yep.
And
We're
we're
gonna give you
paying
a
for a
car.
driver.
A
And
limo.
A limo. And why don't you take like a couple weeks off.
Yeah, go coach some hockey.
We should be drinking and driving more. That's
Yeah.
insane.
We then meet a group of kids who are dumpster diving for like a wallet. What did they find?
Yeah,
A purse?
a purse.
The kids dumpster dive for a purse. They feed chili to a dog who then shits. They put the shit in the purse
Yep.
with a $1 bill sticking out of it to prank some guy driving
Classic
down the
poop
street.
dollar.
Classic.
Can I
poop
also
dollar.
say one of their boys is named Dumpster Dave? How often are they dumpster diving? That his nickname is centered around this. Is this like a weekly thing?
It must be because
Dumpster
like,
dive.
Yeah.
how do you know that you're gonna find an old purse in a dumpster? That's like
Yeah,
the
it's a
craziest
very
part.
savvy veteran.
That's a veteran
Yeah.
dumpster diving move. So after they pull their little prank, we get an idea of these kids. Then we then see these kids are playing pond hockey. Gordon goes to the
Oh,
first.
sorry.
practice.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
a man in this movie stops his driving car.
True.
Like, not like he was walking on the street, is driving a car and stops, exits, sees a person on the ground with a $1 American dollar sticking out and steals it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I could not believe the car stopped.
And then CP
I didn't even
after
notice that.
after like the whole chase, like the fast forward chase
Yeah.
scene,
Yeah.
he is so mad at these kids that he pulls up his running car, puts it in park, opens the door, chases after them, leaves the door
Leaves
open.
it. Leaves the
With
car
the
running,
keys in the
keys
car,
in
the
it.
car's running.
It was a
Minnesota.
simpler
This
time.
guy's gonna
Minutes.
steal a purse with $1 bill sticking out of it, but it's
Leaves
okay.
his
His car.
car.
Car's fine. So then Gordon rolls up to their his first team practice. They're playing pond hockey.
Yeah.
Goldberg's in net with no pads on,
No pads.
and Gordon drives the limo straight onto the ice.
Yeah.
Baller move.
Yeah, I actually, as much as I dislike this guy, I'm always a big fan of, you know how like your dad's friends are always very confident of when the ice is thick enough
Yep.
to drive their truck onto it.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, this guy, I might not like him. He has, like knowledge of the land.
Yes. That was our first for me. Like, he's talking about how much he hates hockey, but when he goes, drive out onto the ice, I was like, oh, this guy balls.
Yeah. He's
Like,
also
he knows.
flexing on 9-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he knows what's up. He drives out there, goes out there, talks to some of the kids. They're a bunch of snarky punks. Love it. Classic 90s snark coming from them. Connie Moreau informs them that it's midseason. They're 0-9.
Yeah.
0-9. Their old coach had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Fucking unbelievable stuff.
Presumably have never scored.
Yes.
No.
She says 0-9, but last game we almost scored, which to me is like we haven't scored all year.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. They have
So-
no business being in this league. Maybe move them down.
Yeah,
a little
dude.
bit. There should be some like rec league.
Pee Wee A, Pee Wee B.
It feels like they should not be competing against like this elite prospects.
Yeah, Adam Banks joining the
team.
NHL.
Yeah.
Correct. We see, if you're one of the kids on this team and a limo pulls out onto the ice,
Yeah.
you're pond skating, what's your first thought?
We're all getting abducted.
Okay. I think that's reasonable.
Mine might be like,
I think, and what we get to is, I would have gone, is this going to break the ice?
oh yeah, okay.
But clearly
They
Gordon
know too, though.
knows.
But they know, and
Maybe
they know
too.
Yeah.
But they know so confidently that roughly 15, 12-year-olds climb on top of this limo that is on ice.
They're really pushing the limits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Charlie Conway's mom comes in and cracks the
Ruins
lens.
it.
She screams at Gordon. Gordon then confirms to us, he's like, I know when you can drive on the ice. Basically sets the stage. This is kind of our team mom.
Yeah.
Gordon gets his first taste of like, you're not hot shit, buddy. Like, you're working with kids. Just jump in, babe.
These are two of the most preposterous things in the Ducks movies. And
Okay.
I'm being dead ass.
Okay.
Of a movie with a lot of preposterous things.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, just because I don't understand what the writers were possibly doing. Goldberg goes, they go, do we have a goalie? And he goes, yes, but I'm moving to just for a little bit. I'm moving to Philly, which
Yep.
we never hear. Obviously, Goldberg does never move to Philly.
Yep.
Like I cannot believe that line is uttered with no payoff ever.
Yeah.
It was such a like they created a plot hole.
Yeah, yeah,
it wasn't
correct, dude.
like it wasn't like they tried to work around something. Like,
Yeah.
it was a throwaway line.
Yeah.
Which Rusty could have been such a cool moment. Like, yo, don't move. Like, stay. We're
Yeah.
building something here. Like,
Yeah.
nope, just
Or like they
No.
lose their goalie.
he's not moving to Philly.
He's just like, it was like literally for us to know that he's from Philly.
Yeah.
Because he says moving back to Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's wearing a Flyers
Right.
jersey.
So I can, which leads me to my next point. I can excuse his Flyers jersey because they are in Minnesota, dude.
Yeah.
Where the North Star, like people live and breathe hockey in Minnesota. The
It's
North
also a
Stars are a
sick
team.
jersey.
Yes, the Dave Averman wearing a San Jose Sharks jersey.
You don't know
Is-
that he's not from San Jose?
Is bananas.
But what about his
That
heckling?
brother's not
It's
from
'cause
San Jose.
his heckling is kind of California.
Dude, I just quickly on Aberman, I hate him.
You hate
I hate
Avery.
him so much.
He's a polarizing guy. He's a polarizing guy.
I wrote down, I cannot stress this enough. I really do not like Aberman. I don't think he's coachable, and I think he's a no talent bitch.
Dude, he might not be coachable, actually. He might not be
He's a
coachable.
no-talent bitch, dude.
He's wearing a Sharks jersey.
Yeah.
He's just always reapping his mouth, dude. We get to the first game. So
Yep.
first game of the season, of course, it's against the Hawks. Even Gordon says that. My first note is the two teams are on the ice in full gear doing warm-up, and Gordon and Coach Riley are like up in the snack stand. Why are the coaches not on the ice?
Yeah, how
dude?
are you guys not here?
These two
That's
teams are just
funny.
like warming up, and Gordon's like standing up in the fucking press box.
It
watching.
appears Gordon just got there.
Oh,
he
yeah.
walks in and he goes, "Oh, the Hawks."
Why did it have to
And
be
I'm
the
like,
Hawks?
did
dude?
you
It's also
just
like,
arrive?
It's like, did you not get a schedule?
Yeah. We also
Or you
get.
guys, how did you game plan for
Yeah,
these guys?
we get a great flashback too, where we see that the penalty shot that he missed again. Coach Riley says, "Wish your daddy had been here to see this." So we really get the daddy issues layered in there.
Yeah.
maybe why Gordon cared about Coach Riley so much, but I mean, it's also like Coach Riley, why are you up here too?
Yep.
Unbelievable. Then the game starts, and like this is when the true insanity begins. Jesse Hall is wearing a skateboarding helmet.
Yeah.
We're now in an actual game. Goldberg remains wearing normal. I think he's wearing like
He's wearing
catcher's pads.
Yep.
No goalie pads on. They're letting him play.
Isn't there a guy wearing a football helmet as well?
Oh,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep. Carp's wearing a football. Half the Ducks team does not have a cage.
Every
on.
other team in the league has
Guys,
jerseys.
this is 1992 Pee Wee hockey. I assure you, anywhere you're wearing cages.
There's some sort of governing body that should be enforcing that.
Yep.
And like I get maybe it's a poverty issue. But
Absolutely.
you would think maybe we could just like if you got your hands on a skateboard helmet,
yeah.
that's no cheaper than a hockey
Especially in
helmet.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The Riley is so mean, right? Like,
Oh, we've
throughout,
got a
like,
great moment, great mean Riley moment in this
But
scene.
even before that, when he goes, Gordon's like, any good kids this year? And he goes, yeah, Banks, not quite as good as you were, but he wants it more. And I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
dude. You know, like, and
He really
then,
knows how to dig deep.
and my favorite is he points to the banner, obviously.
Wish I'd take that one down.
That isn't the Hawks rink. Like, you know, the Colts hang like,
Oh, yeah.
AFC champ runner up. This is the rink of Pee-wees. It would
Yes.
just say who won. Like, it would be like Hawks,
Oh.
Jets. Like, it wouldn't go, that's not the
Interesting.
Hawks
Well,
home
I
rink.
don't know about
Maybe
that.
it's- maybe
what
it
do you
was
mean?
so
Like,
notable
when
that
we
they
were playing
lost.
Pee Wee hockey, we'd go to Somersworth and play Somersworth.
But
Like,
did you see the map? I don't want to get ahead, but like Hans is like, you live here, you live here, you live here. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
like
each
a-
of those regions
Yeah, but
has
like,
their own.
let's
maybe in
go to Friday
Minnesota.
Night Lights, like East Dillon, West Dillon. They've got two
Maybe in
different
Minnesota.
fields.
Maybe in Minnesota.
I think it's understandable that maybe that's the Hawks rink.
Okay.
I think that's got to be the
It
Hawks
feels like
rink.
the same rink every game, but
Yeah, it's probably a shooting situation.
They're like
But I'm
always playing a home game.
Yeah.
Of course they're like they work out here.
yeah.
in this scene, Charlie Conway gets a breakaway. Carp calls him Spazway. He falls after whiffing a shot. And then after he's whiffed a shot, Adam Banks charges him from behind, cross-checks him in the spine into the boards. No call, and Coach Riley cheers it, and collar pops, dude.
Yeah.
He literally cheers it. He's like, all right, collar pop. Like, this guy is a villain, like a true, unbelievable villain. So, the guys get banged up 17-0 in their first game with Gordon on the bench. Unbelievable.
Such a ridiculous score. Like you'd think the ref would just pick enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude,
This
stop.
game
We
is
get it.
over.
We get
Running
it.
time.
We then cut to the team, presumably from dumpster diving again.
Yeah.
They have found a bunch of thrown out porno mags.
Yes.
Again, PG movie.
Yeah.
Kids are looking at porno mags. The Hawks players roll up on rollerblades, literally roll up.
Yep.
Really establishing the bullies is
Yeah.
this Hawks team, Adam Banks included. And then we meet Fulton Reed.
Yeah.
Fulton Reed, not a member of the Ducks
What was
team.
your first impression of Fulton Reed?
Just a ragtag guy.
Yeah.
I think it feels like I don't know what his contract with Disney looked like. It feels like he is just the bigger kid in like every movie,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He probably made a lot of money.
Yeah.
In that like 5-year span, and what they always was he wearing a scarf?
Yeah.
They all had scarves for
Yeah,
some
those-
reason.
It's Minnesota winter, babe.
It's a
It's
heavy-
cold.
but
no, but it's a
like-
heavy scarf movie. You're right.
Tough kids don't
Wear
traditionally
scarves.
wear scarves.
Yeah.
And it felt like everyone had one.
Yeah.
I think the Hawks all had matching ones.
Yeah, they had very preppy. They all had the same haircut, too.
Yeah.
They had that like kind of part right here,
Yeah.
fold
They're
over.
like Brooks Brothers model.
He went scarf trench coat too,
Yeah,
which
so tough.
which is like an adult in a nice trench coat and a
Yeah.
scarf is like a thing. But I'm just not sure like the
He kind of had that Breakfast Club
yes
look.
I was just
going.
about to say that,
The
Yeah.
boots untied.
and he growls.
Yeah,
at them.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
There might have been a bandana tied around his ankle. Like he really
It was
had.
like, yeah.
Yeah. So Fulton shows up, body bags the Hawks. We get our first dose of Fulton's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Don't really. He's a mysterious.
He's a mysterious man. They don't
We
even
know
talk
the
to him.
deal.
They're like,
So
"Thanks,
then,
bro."
guys, we see our first actual practice at the rink. Probably the Hawks rink.
yeah.
I want to note here, while Gordon Bombay is preaching, take the fall, act hurt, get indignant. He's teaching the kids to cheat.
I had to Google what indignant meant.
Dude, we were just talking about that.
It's kind of a wild word to throw in
word.
this movie.
Yeah.
He's teaching them to cheat just like himself in the courtroom. Like, at
Yes,
least
Dan,
we
it
are
tracks
very,
perfectly.
We are very consistent with Gordon's personality.
Yes.
Here. He just got ass whooped by Coach Riley. He's pissed off. Now he's teaching the kids to cheat. Gordon Bombay is wearing a full-length pea coat and no skates at practice.
Yep.
Like, this guy, truly unbelievable. So, we're teaching the kids to cheat. Then we get our next game.
At that practice, though, like, here's his strategy, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I'm a cheater. I'm a cheater in the courtroom. I know how to cheat out here. We'll take the fall. My only thought, though, was what has he seen out of the Ducks so far that he thinks a power play will help them?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, if we just take falls, we'll be on the power play all
The
game.
problem isn't
And I'm
more
like,
men on the ice.
Yeah.
The problem is like general, like just like skill.
Lack of hockey
I was
ability.
like, dude, I'm
Lack
not
of
sure the
hockey
peeper
ability.
is going to save the day
No,
here, dude.
I
Yeah,
think
maybe
truly,
like the taking the fall should be like a 4th or 5th practice.
Yeah.
Then once we have like skating.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think really the best case scenario there is you're hoping they get so many game misconducts that the game is forfeit.
Okay, they have to forfeit.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what you're hoping for.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
at the next game,
Yep.
it's going so poorly against the Jets that the ref comes up to Gordon and says, Ducks, enough with the diving. Or District 5. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
Ducks
yeah.
yet. Enough with the diving. Gordon's like, what are you talking about?
I'm insulted.
Right after that warning, he literally calls Charlie over to the bench and is like this, grab your eye like you got caught. Like, he just got warned, and he doubles down on Charlie. Charlie, good guy, refuses to cheat.
Won't do it.
Gets in a situation, refuses to cheat, they lose.
For the
Gordon,
record, Charlie was like there were multiple penalties
Committed against
committed
Charlie.
against him and just no calls.
No.
Yeah.
There was a
There's-
stick in his cage.
it's literally
Yeah,
up
yeah.
under his cage.
Good point,
like,
dude.
hey, big dog, that's high sticking.
high-
Yeah.
That's high sticking.
And I'm like,
it's at
Charlie-
the very least roughing.
Charlie, you're not cheating. Like,
Yeah.
you have been
No, no,
you've been high
he's
stick.
actually hitting you in the eye.
Yeah. Like, that's a penalty. It's not a dive. Like, just embrace the penalty.
Bro, you are getting hit in the eye. That is amazing.
But Gordon yells at Charlie. He's lost the locker room. Then Jesse and Terry Hall's dad
Yeah.
comes in and motherfucks Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says I took PTO to come
Oh,
out
I
here.
gave up my overtime.
My
time.
overtime. Yeah, I gave up my overtime to come watch my kid taking falls. Pulls those two out of the team.
Yeah.
Unbelievable moment. And now, guys, we got our turning point.
Yep.
Gordon Bombay goes into the pro shop and sees Hans.
Yep.
Old friend Hans
After
still
seeing him.
running the pro shop. And this, for me, I don't care who you are, this is a good scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hans, just the voice of reason. He is our guiding light.
Yep.
And he tells Gordon, he's got skates that he's sharpened them up for him, gives them to Gordon, and he's like, dude, get back on the ice and teach these kids how to fucking
Yeah.
fly. Chills. Chills moment.
Agreed.
I do want to say, he goes 9.5, right? And Gordon goes, actually, I'm a 9. He's like, wear 2 pairs of socks, Gordon.
Yeah, wear a thick sock.
Good
I don't know if you're aware
veteran
of
move.
this, Rusty.
Yeah.
Skate sizes are about 2 full sizes smaller
Yep.
than your shoe. There is literally no planet that teeny ass Emilio Estevez wears a size 9 skate.
Yeah, at 11
So
and a half,
that to
yeah.
me was a clear moment of no one involved in this movie has any idea what skate sizes
Yeah.
are.
I think it's also like I would assume Gordon still has kind of his skating prowess.
Yep.
And like I think you guys would probably agree, skating with 2 pairs of socks on is pretty not ideal.
It's
No.
bonkers. I skate barefoot.
It's
dude.
awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Awful.
he, I think would be like, thank you for the offer.
This is
but
awesome.
like I literally am not going to be able to skate.
These are
If
too
you're
big.
just giving me a pair of skates, I'll take the 9s. Like
Yeah.
we're still here in the pro shop.
Yeah. Also, Hans is like, I believe he says a line like 9.5, right? As if he's like recalling.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
And I'm like, the last time you saw Gordon
Yeah.
play, he was 9 years old. So like, at what point did he ever have
that's
9.5-year-old
Yeah.
skates?
Yeah, no,
that
he-
you are pulling from memory.
It's his best
Yeah.
educated guess. He's like, I'm guessing you're now a 9.5.
He's like, he's got a chart of Gordon's growth, projected
the
growth.
I think he
options are
actually might even
basically
say like my memory serves. And
Yeah.
it's like, memory of what,
He's
dude?
like, I quit in Pee Wee, dude.
The only option is like there was a stint where Gordon tried to get back into it
Yes,
and then
okay.
went back, or Hans has like a foot thing.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I like this
how
a
would
lot.
You know that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sizes him up, and he's like,
Yeah, like
"Doesn't
how'd
look
you
like it."
eyeball that?
Yeah. Dude, he eyeballed it from the fucking bleachers.
Oh,
before,
yeah.
Because
I'm
he saw him
wearing-
at game
I'm
1. He
wearing
was
like
9.5.
loafers.
Yeah. The
Like, what are we
Air
doing
Bombay.
here?
Yeah.
We get an epic Gordon ripping the pond scene.
Yep.
Just getting the wheels back.
Yep.
Some cool flashbacks. We see Gordon's dad for the first time. Great dad.
Yeah.
Great dad. It's good to see Gordon falling in love with the game. What's his first stop? Decides he needs to apologize to the team.
Yeah.
But not the team. To Charlie's mom, dude.
Yeah.
First stop is he goes to Charlie's place. How does
Yeah.
he know where Charlie lives? I assume it's
He
on a
doesn't even-
sheet
he
somewhere.
doesn't
know-
even, he doesn't even have a schedule. He doesn't know
He
who he's
didn't know
playing.
who they were playing,
Yeah.
but he knows
He
his
knows where Charlie's
exact
mom
address.
Yeah. So he goes to the one kid's mom who he's met. Absolute dog behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knocks on the door, says he wants to apologize to Charlie, but it's just convenient that you're here. So he apologizes, and then Charlie immediately invites him to stay for dinner.
Yeah.
Charlie's got a thing with Bombay.
Yeah, he
that's
does.
all
I
I'm
was about
saying.
to say his infatuation with Gordon banging his mom is pretty strange.
The
Alarming.
eagerness to have him come in and pound his mom
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
wild move.
It's also like I understand maybe wants a father figure. This is the worst adult you know.
Dude, he
He's
is
the
here.
worst guy you
It is
know.
a court-ordered appearance that
Yeah.
he is here.
He literally met you because of drinking and driving.
So, facts.
And
You were
he's
a bad
also
dude.
he's also really mean to you.
Yeah. He's like a really mean guy.
Yeah.
He, as far as Charlie's mom's concerned, put them all in danger driving the limo on the ice. It's
Yeah.
insane. But Charlie forgives him. The team forgives him. We now have an epic montage. Gordon goes to Ducksworth, convinces him to sponsor the team. They get $15,000.
That
Going-
felt high, by the way, for back then. I was like, 15
Yeah.
grand for
Yeah.
the jerseys for these kids?
Also-
Well, it's all equipment too. They got no equipment. Dude.
yeah, okay. Okay.
He outfits the entire team with equipment, new jerseys. They name the team the Ducks. We also recruit Tommy and Tammy,
Yep.
figure skaters.
No one bats an eye at that, by the
Nope.
way.
Yeah.
He's like this. Get those figure skaters,
Yeah.
and they go done.
In.
But
Done.
here's the deal: we're buzzing now.
Yeah.
Also,
By the way-
who's the you guys play beer league hockey?
Yeah.
You have to order jerseys like 6 months in advance.
Oh, dude.
those jerseys.
This is
they-
takes a full season to get
a,
there.
a
This isn't
full
like
team of
a
nice
thing you can
jerseys.
figure out on like a Wednesday.
Names on the back too, and those are stitched names.
Yeah.
by the
Oh,
way.
bro,
That's-
it's
that ain't
fucking
screen print.
Top
Unbelievable.
class.
But we are buzzing now. Also, Fulton just in the pro, like they're buying shit, and Fulton's just there.
Yeah.
like he's not
not allowed to play hockey, but he's in the pro shop.
But we are buzzing now. We get our first real practice. I also want to point out another Gordon Bombay fit. He's now got a knit sweater out there.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
ice. Like this guy's the fit god. But they're doing the egg pass. Unbelievable stuff. He gets Goldberg not to be afraid of shots. They tie him to the net. The team is gelling. This
That's
is
actually a
unbelievable
fun
stuff.
moment, I think, when Goldberg's
agree.
scared and then it gets
I
really
like
happy
that. He's
again.
like, "Come on, you wussies!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big
Someone
moment.
calls another guy wuss breath at one point.
Yes.
Like that is too close to puss breath for a PG movie.
Yeah,
I didn't even
I'm
think about
telling
What
you,
does wuss breath even mean?
there is adult comedy in this
Yeah.
movie. It's unbelievable.
I had a thought, in Superbad, when McLovin spills the beer and the janitor comes out and he's
Yeah,
like,
of
"Can you do this?" And he's like, "Fuck my life." The Zamboni driver after egg practice must have been like,
Are you
boys.
fucking kidding me?
dude, I have to
Yeah.
Because you
fucking-
know that egg's freezing.
I literally have to like scrape
Oh,
and
yeah.
flood this entire. This is the Hawks rink, dude.
Yep.
Like, what are
You also
doing?
you have
you
access
ruined the
to an
Hawks rink.
outdoor pond,
Yeah.
Dude, like,
and you guys love going there.
Yeah.
I cannot
Why are we
believe
inside doing this?
We
We didn't
egg,
need
we
to do
egg
egg
practiced
practice here.
inside,
Yeah.
dude.
Also, like, I like the concept. That's kind of every dad's favorite.
Yep.
Metaphor when you're trying to teach a kid how to catch a pass. It doesn't. They have shown him nothing that suggests that they are ready to do that.
They couldn't
Maybe
skate.
just say it and then do it with the puck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, just cushion it a little bit. we
Also,
don't need to be
I
slapping eggs
love
around.
most movies, and one of my compliments with this movie is there's no fluff. Like, we just get right to the shit.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite things is in most movies they go, okay, they're gonna get good, so they show like a montage across several practices, and you
Yeah.
go, they're good now.
Yes.
This was just one practice. Like, they start practice and can't skate, and
Oh,
at
yeah.
the end they're like,
They
they're
roll in
go-
their buzzing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I get it now.
So
Like, I'm sick.
after this practice, guys, we get a nice little scene where Gordon drives Charlie home.
Yep.
Also kind of weird. And then
Yeah.
they have a nice moment where they're hanging around outside. Charlie flicks Gordon's nose, and then they wrestle like a couple cuties. Again, weird relationship.
Alarming.
If correct me if I'm wrong, Charlie's mom watches it and
Loves it.
is like, that's a sweet moment.
Yes.
If my son's hockey coach,
An
is-
alcoholic.
an alcoholic is pulling him out of a limo or like a van or whatever
Yeah.
they were in, and then wrestles him to the ground, I would be outside like, this is really, really strange. I
Yeah.
think anything beyond like a pat on the back is pretty inappropriate for a coach-player relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And let's also remember, like, Gordon can't be more than 26 years old. in
Dude,
this
I have
movie.
so many questions about his age. So many
So many
yeah.
questions. So after that, we get a nice shot of they're out of the limo now. They're in a van now, presumably because of the $15,000.
Yep.
We had to cut the limo.
Yeah.
Window gets blasted out by Fulton Reed.
Yep.
Gordon chases him down, not to yell at him, but to say, "Let me see that shot again."
Yeah.
This kid's a weapon. We've heard he's a football player.
Yep.
He clearly wants to play hockey, but he can't skate. Gordon goes, we can figure that out.
No, sorry,
Naturally-
Dan. He says, that's all that's stopping you? And
Yeah.
I'm like this, yes.
That's a huge
That is
thing.
100% what's stopping him.
You can't do the
skate.
one thing you need to do.
You want him to play in a league against, as you said, the elite prospects Hawks team, and he's like, he can't skate.
Kids are like going to the O in like 2 years.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, what?
Fulton Reed can't skate, and naturally, how do they teach him? By rollerblading around the Mall of America,
Yep.
guys. Because everyone knows who has rollerbladed or skated. They're totally the same thing.
Yeah.
So Fulton is now rollerblading around the mall, and yeah, he's good, dude. He's ready to play for the team. Unbelievable stuff. And the next scene, we get the team getting their jerseys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gordon pulls the Ducks
Yep.
jerseys out, distributes them to the team. Some of them aren't impressed. They're like, come
Yeah.
on, what about Ducks? They're wimpy. Con even says they're so wimpy. But Gordon gives an impassioned speech about how Ducks fly together.
Yeah.
They are a team. That's a nice moment. And then...
I liked the Ducks don't even have teeth. Neither do hockey players.
Great
Boom!
line.
Dude, like,
Boom!
Yeah.
that was,
Great line.
That
Yeah,
was
that is
clean.
a good
And I
one.
also got to say, the next chills moment for me, like true chills moment, Gordon gives that speech and he goes, I'm proud to be a Duck. Who is with me? You remember who steps up first, dude? Fulton.
I'll be a Duck.
Fulton goes, I'll be a Duck.
I think Fulton has been yearning for just any sort of family.
Yeah. Yeah, did he
And,
want? He's
he's
wandering
pretty
the
stoked.
alleys.
And he's not
Yeah,
going to...
where are his parents?
Yeah, where are any of their parents other than
Yeah.
Jesse and Terry, honestly?
and,
but-
and Charlie's mom.
Charlie's
Guys, we
hot
get
mom.
our first game in the new threads.
Yeah.
Fulton's terrifying the other team.
Yeah.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
He's blasting shots out there, freaking the shit
What
out
is
of
he
everybody.
one for? He's like
One of-
one out of
One
every
of five.
Yeah.
1 out of 5.
I'll take it. That's like
Same.
pretty good number.
Dude,
I
if
feel
you're
like.
shooting 20%,
Yeah.
You're like the
that's pretty
greatest
fucking good.
defenseman
Yeah.
of all
Yeah.
time.
unbelievable. But he's blasting pucks all over the rink. The other team's intimidated. They're buzzing. Jesse scores a goal while also taking back the phrase the Oreo line.
Yeah.
When they're playing the Hawks, they go, what is this, the Oreo line?
yeah.
Racist.
Right, dude,
Racist
would
moment.
never fly now.
Never fly.
Would never fly.
But they score, and Jesse takes it back. He owns it.
The Oreo
Absolutely love
line.
it. Calls out Oreo line.
Their first goal of the season. That's the Ducks' first goal of the
Yeah.
season, to be
Legend.
clear.
Carp gets knocked out with a puck to the face. They're down 2-1, 30 seconds left, and they pull out Fulton and they pull a trick play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. They get a tie. Hans then goes on to say that with that tie, they're in playoff contention.
Yeah.
Because apparently the last 2 teams get eliminated. One team has forfeit the season due to a measles.
The
outbreak.
measles. Whole
Yep.
team has the Panthers. The Panthers have
Devastating.
measles.
So 09-1, you're in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're fighting for a spot.
You're fighting
The
for a
hell of a
spot,
year, dude.
apparently. Really lopsided league because
Yeah.
the Hawks have definitely not lost
Yep.
a single game. Now, with that information, we know that the Ducks' playoff hopes are alive, and also Hans tips off Gordon that Adam Banks,
Oh, yeah.
due to an address,
Yeah.
should be a Duck. So we have a scene where Coach Riley, Mr. Banks, and Gordon have this discussion with a league official, and we find that Mr. Banks is a fucking savage.
Yep.
This man is a Nazi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the way he says, my son would rather not play than be a Duck.
Yeah.
Like the stank he
Yep.
puts on
Yeah.
Duck. This guy is disgusted at the thought of him not playing for the Hawks. Riley thinks this is crazy. He thinks this is personal with him and Gordon. It's unbelievable. He implies that the lessons that he taught Gordon as a peewee coach is like, I made you into the man you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made you.
Dude, it was kind of
Unbelievable.
weird to me. I have something to say about this and it's like thinking about Maine. It's not totally different because if it's across the state, like it's weird Pee Wee versus like high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I found crazy is if it's not you pick where you play, or like the Hawks are drafting the best players basically. If it's literally just where their address is, it's weird to me that the Hawks have been so dominant because I'm like,
Yeah.
all the best players just live in this part of town. And then
district.
equally, it's so weird to me that the Ducks kids are so mad that they're like, you were a Hawk? And I'm like, yeah, I just lived
Yeah,
right
Peter
there.
can't believe
I didn't like pick
Yeah.
being
No,
a Hawk.
I
I
lived
just
on Fifth
lived.
Street.
Yeah, you were on 3rd. I was on
Yeah,
5th.
yeah.
So perfect lead in
Yeah.
CP. After the conversation with Coach Riley, Gordon lays on some sarcasm, says, yeah, they are losers, blah, blah, blah. Peter and Jesse hear that. They go into the locker room, and they scream at Gordon.
Yep.
They go, this guy was a fucking Hawk. He called us losers. Instead of
Don't
Gordon...
deserve to live, dude.
Yeah. Instead of Gordon going...
Rusty, they don't deserve to
Yeah.
live.
Instead of
He
Gordon
said
going,
that?
Yeah.
guys,
Oh my God.
I was being sarcastic, he's just like, what? That's not what I meant. He says that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
The team under Jesse's leadership stages a walkout, and they're not playing. Gordon's like, I'm going on the bench. I hope to see you out there. All but 2 players, Fulton and Charlie, don't show up. The Ducks forfeit.
Yep.
They can't afford to lose games.
No,
Yeah.
dude, not at this point in the season.
But this team forfeits. They bounce. Gordon goes, tells Charlie about the championship game, how he missed the shootout.
Yeah.
Charlie gives him the great, if it was a half inch the other way, a quarter inch the other
Yeah.
way. Good stuff. Gordon tells Charlie he's leaving the team. Jesse and Terry's dad is going to take over. Gordon's like, the guys don't trust me. And Charlie's like, dude, what
Which
the fuck?
also, he hasn't even nearly fulfilled
Dude,
his
I was just about to say this.
legal requirement to be there.
There's
Like,
literally
you can
no
just
way.
quit. This is community
You're
service.
like a week in. You have 500 hours.
Unbelievable.
That is
what they said, dude? It is
such a
500.
ridiculous amount of community service.
That is a lot of hours. Dude.
That's a year of community
That's
service.
several seasons. Like, I think D2, he's still serving.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's not
Has
out
to
of the
be.
woods.
Yeah.
He's still serving it.
So Gordon bails. He's like, listen, I'm handing over the team. Or Charlie runs out. He's devastated.
Charlie starts bawling, crying. Like,
Oh,
he
yeah,
is like,
he's
it's a
crying.
meltdown.
So
Like, dude.
the entire Ducks team apparently has the same class together, which is fantastic.
Yep.
And
Oh,
we
yeah.
see them in class.
Forgot about this.
They get in a bit of a fight when the teacher leaves. Carp drops a Gordon's fucking your mom line.
Yeah.
Charlie loses his mind. Principal comes in. What happens? The team starts quacking at her.
Yep.
Unbelievable moment. Now,
These kids are. It feels like they have no like loyalty. It feels like they're flipping on a dime.
Yes, dude.
Constantly.
they're
hate
a
it.
very emotional bunch.
Yeah.
They hate the
Very
Ducks. They love the
emotional.
Ducks.
They're easily persuaded.
Oh,
too.
yeah, absolutely. They're flipping loyalties left and right.
Yeah.
Now, Gordon, meanwhile, goes back to work, meets with with Ducksworth. And who's there but Coach Riley and Mr. Banks? Apparently, Mr. Banks,
Grew up with Ducksworth.
great friend of Ducksworth.
Yeah, didn't grow up. They're fucking 800 years old, 800 years apart, but they're boys, though.
They have come up with a plan to keep Adam on the Hawks. They've cut a deal with the Pee Wee Hockey League, which, credit to the movie, Gordon calls out.
Yeah.
He's like, you're cutting deals with Pee Wee Hockey now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they basically say, Gordon, your community service is good. You can come back to work. You just need to withdraw your protest to the league. Adam can play for the Hawks. We're all good. Gordon says no.
Yeah.
He will not do that. He will not cheat because he has seen the light. He's
Fair
changed
play.
his mind. And what happens, dude? Ducksworth fires him.
How
Ducksworth
How much
literally
value do you?
He's 30-1, dude.
He's he's like your best young lawyer.
Yeah.
easily.
You would rather have a 9-year-old play for the right team or
Yeah.
the wrong team.
Yeah.
Like this guy's making you like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Dude, yeah, easily. These are like
He's won
$1 million
30
lawsuits.
cases.
Dude.
He probably does one a week. He's been there less than a year.
Yeah.
He's probably first year out of law school.
Definitely.
He's a hot prospect.
Guy is
You're
a
fired.
stud.
He's lost one case.
Yep.
One case. And he fires him over this Pee Wee
Yeah.
Hockey League. Unbelievable. But that leads Gordon back to the team. He apologizes to the kids, explains the sarcasm moment.
Yeah.
He's back.
Which they get. Like, Peter goes, no, I don't know sarcasm. And I'm like, Earth to Peter, I don't think you do, dude,
like,
because he was
relax,
being
Carp.
sarcastic.
Unbelievable.
That's funny.
He then also introduces Adam Banks to the team. Best player in the league now on the Ducks. And what happens? Jesse motherfucks him immediately.
Yep.
Like he's like, you may be on the team, but you're not a Duck, bitch. Like
Yeah.
so aggressive. Unbelievable. They go into the
Like,
game.
he doesn't want to be here as much as you don't want him here.
Yep.
Yeah. They begrudgingly pass to Banks. He immediately scores. Game's tied 1-1. They bring in Fulton, and he fucking blasts a shot through the twine, dude.
Dude, I will say,
Ducks
bro,
win.
a pulled goalie in hockey, a pulled goalie with the game tied because you need a win to make the playoffs in the last game of the season and scoring a goal that rips through the net that
Yes.
beats the buzzer is an all-time moment.
That's an all-time moment.
That would be like in
That's making
headlines.
ESPN
Yeah,
top 10. A 12-year-old put a puck through the net.
yeah. At the buzzer to make the playoffs.
Unbelievable. Then Gordon takes the guys to a Minnesota North Stars game, and we meet Mike Modano and McRae.
Yeah.
McRae says, I played P with this guy. He's amazing. You ever want a shot? I'll get you a tryout in minors. Are you kidding me?
He was sick as a 9-year-old.
He was sick.
Yeah, he used to be killer.
Unbelievable. Like, let's talk
You
about
want to play for the Portland Pirates?
let's talk about
Yeah.
fucking nepotism, dude. We also see at this, we got a bunch of kids at a Minnesota North Stars game. Jesse staring daggers at Banks.
Yeah,
the
still
entire
hates
game.
him.
Now, Gordon hanging out with Charlie and Charlie's mom again. They're cooking dinner. Well, actually, Gordon's just cooking dinner with
Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie's mom gets home and is like, "Oh, hi, you're here
Yeah.
again." Are
Hey,
we not going to be
inappropriate.
like,
Get out of my house.
"Why are you with my 12-year-old
Yeah.
son?" Without me knowing.
Are you wearing my apron?
Yeah. What the fuck is going
Yeah.
on here?
Oh, you just let yourself in. Very cool.
But Charlie urges Gordon to go to the Winter Festival with his mom. Again, like desperate to have this guy pound his mom.
Yeah, it's
weird.
really strange.
Weird stuff.
The Winter Festival scene is bonkers. It's the only fluff in the movie.
Gordon makes the crazy comment about like, where do I live in your dream apartment? Like, this guy's moving in mentally already.
Yeah.
But he lays a
He's got
line on him.
issues.
He goes, I'm glad to be here with you. Lays a kiss on her. It's all intense stuff. Now the team is buzzing, guys. This team is,
Playoff
they're
time,
beating
dude.
the Hornets. They go to the semifinals against the Cardinals. There's an announcer now announcing
Yep.
all the game. Banks is scoring left and right. He's also taking like stop clappers that are on the ice.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they really didn't do a good job of finding a kid who could like kind of play
Yeah,
hockey. Like he looks awful
Yeah.
out there.
It's also like he's not a good enough actor
Yeah.
to sacrifice
Yeah, it's not Leo.
hockey ability. It
Yeah.
feels like he has like short enough lines that we could just get the best hockey player.
Yeah.
and just
Say the
teach him how to
words.
act.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to teach an actor how to play hockey.
Exactly.
It's like
it is to
it's like
teach
what
a
do they say
hockey
about
player to act.
Armageddon, the movie? It would have been way easier to teach astronauts how to drill than to teach drill crew to become astronauts, which is what we did.
This is literally what's going on here. So now, guys, we go to the state championship game.
Yep.
State final, Hawks, Ducks. There's a newspaper headline that looks like the face-off movie
Yeah.
poster of Gordon and Coach Riley.
I was gonna say, I wrote down, why is the local news so invested in youth hockey? There's no world where this would be front
Correct.
page news.
Yes.
Even Minnesota high school gets more hype than any high
Yeah.
school ever.
Yeah.
Certainly not Pee Wee.
Yeah. It's like a house league.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
This isn't even like travel.
This
It's
is
one
unbelievable.
town, dude. That's what I'm saying. They all live in sections of the same
This is
town.
unbelievable behavior. But the barn is packed. Riley's fired up.
Yep.
Jesse Hall still hates Adam. It's unbelievable. So, game starts. Immediately, there's a penalty off the drop. Cross-check to Banks' face. No
Yep.
call. Just game goes on.
It's also like he's still your boy. He didn't do anything. He
Yep.
fought tooth and nail to
Like,
stay on
he's
the
not a
team.
traitor. He doesn't
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to be here.
Yeah.
He's getting motherfucked by his own teammates.
Yep.
And these kids
Yeah.
are still being like, go to hell, dude. You're the worst.
Yeah.
But he's getting targeted.
Yep.
Riley wants it. These kids are cheap shotting him. There's trips. There's cheap shots everywhere. Dude, we then see a brutal turnover, goal for the Hawks, 1-0. We cut up to the stands. Mr. Banks
Dude.
is literally wearing a Hawks jacket in the stands. His son is on the ice playing for the
Getting
Ducks.
murdered by these kids.
Yeah.
He's getting
Getting
targeted.
assaulted
Yep.
by these kids, and he's like, I still rock with the Hawks.
I'm a Hawks guy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Goldberg gives up a wraparound. It's 2-0. Then another turnover.
Yep.
It's now 3-0.
They loved. It felt like
Wraparound, dude.
It felt like the person that wrote the movie found out about the wraparound halfway through writing it and was like, "Are you fucking joking?
We got to get this in there.
It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. We're gonna do it 150.
We got to keep rapping. Keep rapping.
Yeah, no
And
doubt
like,
about it.
Like Goldberg has not learned how to kick off. at
No,
all.
no, no, no.
Nah.
Like if he's on the left post,
He's done.
he might as well be on an island.
Yeah, his
like
lateral movement
he
is
is
tough.
not making the wraparounds are not particularly fast.
Yeah.
No. God, no. So they're up 3-0.
3-0.
It's the state championship game.
Yeah.
And Coach Riley grabs his players and he goes, I want Banks out of the game.
Yeah.
This is a grown man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least in his 50s.
He knows what Banks is capable of, dude.
Is this sorry, what were you gonna say, Chris?
I just said he knows what Banks is capable of.
Yeah.
Is this Riley's full-time job? Like,
Must be.
Fantastic question.
Must be.
why
Fantastic.
is he so invested? I get, like, give it your all,
Mm-hmm.
but, like, he has been doing this for 30 years. He's been doing it since
Yeah.
late 60s.
Yeah.
Dude.
How did you get this gig? How much are they paying? And, like, how did you become so wrapped up?
And more realistically, it probably isn't his full-time gig. So I'm now dying at what
Yeah.
he's doing 9
Yeah.
to 5.
Like, I need to know.
Where does Jack Riley go 9 to
He's
5
gotta be like a
before
general
he shows
manager
up?
of, like, a Ralph.
Truly,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. So he tells the kids to take Banks out of the game. Banks then gets a breakaway. Scores. Also gets cross-checked in the back. Goes careening into the post and boards. Gets knocked out of the game on a stretcher.
Yep.
On a stretcher, dude.
Can I just say, year from hell for Adam Banks?
Oh, dude.
Because
He's like, "What'd I
he's
do?"
playing on the Hawks.
It's just
he's playing on the
awful.
Hawks, setting records, and believes he's going to win a state championship.
Yep.
And he has two best friends that he rolls around with. And then not only does he get kicked off the Hawks, goes to the second worst team in the league because one team has the measles, and he goes, well, there goes my state title, but at least I still have my boys.
Yeah.
But then the Ducks get kind of good, and he's like, maybe I will win a state title, but now his boys hate him and are trying to injure him and do injure
Yeah.
him, and then he now misses the state title game. Like
Yeah.
a year from hell for Adam Banks.
Banks, that's a really good point. Banks also kind of takes all of these blows like on the chin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
Says nothing, dude.
Yeah.
If your buddies
Good
were
point.
like literally trying to like break your femur, you would be like, "What? Hey, boys,
I'm your best friend.
Yeah, we're doing dinner at my house later.
Yeah.
Like, what's up, guys?
Like, I got forcibly ripped off of this team. Why are
Yeah.
you trying to break my fucking leg?
I literally tried to cut a backhand deal with a law firm.
Yeah.
To stay
to
on
get
this
back
team.
on the team with you.
It's unbelievable.
What else do you want from me?
After the injury, as we said, Banks gets stretchered off. Gordon motherfucks Riley.
Yeah,
He's
sick.
like, get out of here, dude. They drop a PP. After a goal, there's an ozone face-off.
Yeah, dude. Right, like Banks scores.
Yeah.
And then the next face-off is in the Hawks zone instead of at center.
Oh, like
ice.
there was like an icing or something?
Yeah.
They just don't
yeah,
address it?
Yeah, they're just like, nope, it's just in the
Ozone
zone.
draw.
There we
But they
go.
get a PP, give it over to Fulton. Fulton literally drives the goalie into the net.
Bang.
Score. It's now 3-2. But brutal turnover by little Tommy.
No, oh, was it Tom? That was
Yeah,
Peter.
Tommy and Tammy, he's tiny out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
He shouldn't be out there. But a brutal turnover. It's now 4-2.
Is he like a good enough?
No.
No.
My memory's a little fuzzy. Like, she's a really good figure skater.
I don't think Tommy is.
He wants to play hockey.
But he
He's
just
only
wanted to
figure
play hockey.
skating. Yeah,
It felt like Tommy isn't particularly good at figure skating or hockey.
or hockey.
Was it like a package deal?
I think it's a
Yeah,
package deal,
maybe.
and it pays off immediately because then they put Tammy out there. She's doing pirouettes all over the
Yeah.
ice, distracts everyone. Boom,
Bang.
scores 4-3. But she then gets punched in the face
By that dickhead again.
for being a
dude.
girl by McGill.
Yeah, dude.
Son of a
McGill.
bitch.
Yeah.
And then Fulton comes in and bundles him, takes a game misconduct defending Tammy.
There we go.
Dude, you know
Come
what?
on.
And this is totally not. I'm giving them probably a lot of credit here, but because they would never have considered this. But as the writer POV on this, I was like, you know what? They had to have Banks get a game-ending injury and Fulton to have a game misconduct
Yeah.
to justify Charlie's penalty shot. Because
I think
otherwise,
that's
you'd be
correct.
like,
Oh.
like, there's literally no way Banks wouldn't take. Like, if they got a penalty shot and Banks was healthy, you would have been like,
pretty good
this
foresight.
is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Pretty good
So they
foresight.
had to have both. And Fulton, they'd be like, just go fucking fire a slap shot into the goal.
Yeah.
They both had to be actively gone.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, that was actually kind of smart.
So
Funny.
after the game misconduct, Jesse goes out there, pulls the flying V,
First flying V ever, yeah.
goes out with the Oreo line. We are introduced to the flying V.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The flying V is offsides every single time.
This one, it's onside. But
How
I'm
do they pull it off?
you see it, and I was so ready to go. This is offsides, but they get the puck to the front man, and they cross the blue line, and then the drop pass never goes beyond.
Brilliant.
Yep.
It's brilliant.
It is interference. Like, they pretty much are just like hitting
Oh yeah,
people.
everyone
but,
is
like,
just there's interference everywhere. It's absolutely ridiculous, but. They score. It's tied 4-4. Then with less than 30 seconds left, Goldberg makes a monster
Tremendous
save. Springs Charlie Conway on a breakaway. Charlie gets hauled down. They go, anyone can take it.
Yep.
Insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. But the ref goes, anyone can take it. They send Charlie out there, no bucket.
No Bucky.
It's a killer move.
Killer.
Killer move. Great
I guess
moment.
that kind of addresses the like. Why were they letting him play with like
Yeah.
football and skateboard?
Yeah,
helmets?
yeah,
'Cause it
right.
was
They're
just
like, whatever. He could
Like,
take his helmet
when
off.
we
if
were
he
90s.
wants.
kids, we didn't blink at that because they're like,
Yeah.
these kids were playing with skateboarding helmets.
Yeah.
It's fine. Conway goes out there, no Bucky, pulls the triple deke, posting in, quarter inch the other way.
Yep.
Ducks win. Unbelievable.
Do you think Coach Riley should have been like, he's gonna triple deke? I know.
Yeah.
I know their coach.
He's like,
Definitely.
he's like, hey, so Gordon's been dealing with missing the triple deke for like 20 years now,
Yeah.
and surely he's gonna want some like retribution.
I guarantee.
you, he told that 9-year-old to do the triple deke.
Oh my god.
Not a great deke.
Awful.
It's just stick handling.
handling.
It's not
Yeah.
a deke. It's just stick handling. But we get a great celebration. Guy and Connie kiss. I've never
Jesus
noticed
Christ,
that before.
dude, yeah.
Hans is out there. Gordon thanks him. And our movie ends, guys, with Gordon Bombay getting on a bus to go to a minor league hockey tryout.
Still
Yeah.
owing 400
Goes-
hours of community
Yeah.
service.
Yep.
And who sees him off? His Ducks Pee-wee team. Does Gordon Bombay not have boys? Like
Really good point. It's a
if
really,
he's like
really
hitting
good
up his
point.
friends and he's like, "This dude, I'm gonna go. I'm getting an AHL tryout."
Maybe not though.
Yeah.
The way he was behaving in that courtroom, I could see he doesn't have a lot of friends.
Unbelievable stuff. But that is the end of our movie. That is the Mighty Ducks.
Yep.
So now, folks, what we're going to do is we're going to give out some awards. We're going to start with our Hart Trophy Award, your MVP of the movie. Rusty, take it away. Who is
And
your
this is a
MVP?
person, not a.
This is best character.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your
Hans.
best character.
Wow.
And here's why. I have him kind of akin to he is to Mighty Ducks what like Ollivander is to like Harry
Tremendous.
in Harry Potter.
Wow.
Where let me see, I wrote this when I was pretty drunk. He's the Ollivander to Gordon's Harry. He gives him the tools to succeed and gets him back to what hockey's all about, ripping around with your buddies. The flashback of Gordon on the pond made me want to call my dad and tell him I love him.
Wow.
Huge. And you're right. Without Hans, that moment does not happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Hans really unlocks everything for Gordon.
Yeah.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I think I thought Hans and his dad were the same guy.
That's okay.
That is great.
But
That's great.
That's okay.
I guess
that's okay.
Because it still kind of
Yep.
worked.
Yeah. Hey, after a few beers, who's to say they're not the
Who's
same
to
guy?
say they're not?
Me?
MVP.
My MVP, Gordon's driver.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
an interesting
they
take.
assign this guy to him, and he goes, I forget what he says, but he's like, I used to drive the tour bus for like the Grateful Dead or like something. And he's a legend. He's like, back in the 70s. No regrets, except for the 80s. Like, hammer zinger, right?
Yeah.
But he's driving around the limo. He goes out on the ice,
Oh,
no
yeah.
questions
Yeah.
asked. And then he's driving around the van, doesn't freak out when Fulton's lighting his shit up. And then, dude, God knows what's happening with the community service, whether it's over or not. But certainly in this man's job description was not become the assistant coach of the Mighty Ducks,
Yeah.
which he does.
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
So like he is just out there, he's celebrating at the end. They tape him to a chair at the North Star skate, and they're pushing him around. Like this guy
Down
is
to
for
clown.
the boys, dude.
Well, also it was you would think that was probably the limo, like his limo or the limo from the company, and they just like traded in.
Yeah,
He
right,
was like,
dude.
yeah, for sure.
Didn't care.
Whatever the team needs.
Didn't care at all.
He worries
Yeah.
me a little bit that he got so addicted to a band that he like drove their tour bus, and now he's clearly addicted to this minor league hockey team.
he's
That I'm
addicted to
like,
the gig.
we might have some issues. We might have some deeper issues in
Yeah.
here. But I love the guy.
Yeah, he can
He's
play for me
longing
anytime.
for something.
yeah.
I want to. This is kind of cheap. After everything I've said, it would seem like I was going to say Fulton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fulton's unbelievable, but my MVP, my heart trophy, goes to Mr. Hall, Jesse and
Ooh.
Terry's dad.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This guy for me is the unsung hero of the movie.
Ready to coach the team.
He's the first moral compass.
Yeah.
He is the one who comes in and
Yep.
is like, I'm pulling my kids off this team because you're teaching them to cheat. You're a fucking
He's
asshole.
the only voice of reason.
Yeah,
in the entire movie.
he's one of the only parents other than Charlie's mom who stands up to Gordon
Yeah.
and is like, dude, fuck you. He is willing, after he's giving up his overtime pay, he's willing to take more time off and coach the team when Gordon needs to
Yeah.
step down. And
He's doing that
every
for the money, though.
Single, yeah, true.
Apparently, it's a pretty high paying
Yeah,
gig.
apparently you can make an entire career
Yeah.
off of coaching these kids. But he's also the first parent they cut to every time it cuts to the stands. This
Dude,
guy,
yeah.
dude,
Yep.
he's got a custom Ducks hat.
Already. To your point, that takes a
Immediate.
full season to arrive. Where's he
Yeah.
getting that?
The second he found out they were being named the Ducks, he was on it. Got a hat made.
Well, it's also like you could probably come to the conclusion that like they need any money they can get, right? They're like
Yeah.
a blue collar
Uh-huh.
family,
District 5.
District 5 kids.
I mean, dude, Charlie's mom's a waitress at a diner.
Yeah, pretty nice house for
Wonderful.
the 90s. What a great time to be
Yeah,
What a
alive.
great time to be
You,
alive.
but you could buy property.
But Mr.
Yeah.
Hall, great hockey dad.
Awesome.
We're going to move it on to our Healthy Scratch Award. This
Okay.
is our least valuable player, someone we just could not stand. I think I know yours, Rusty.
Yeah, I'm not a big Jack Riley guy, and I said he. I think I was for some reason I was really into like what hockey's all about. I said he doesn't understand what hockey's all about.
Yeah.
there is a certain level of toughness that is completely necessary as a coach, but I think when you're coaching U10, maybe lay off a little bit and be a nice guy.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like people who pop their collars.
Of course.
All good reasons.
I do like it's
Coach
not worth
Jack
winning.
Riley is a piece of shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do like when he says it's not worth winning if you can't win big. Some part of me
Yeah.
tingles when that happens,
Yeah.
even though it's the most preposterous
Yeah.
messaging of all
He's
time.
also like
I'm
he's
like,
I taught you to go for the W.
he's almost there too.
Yeah.
Like, if we just maybe came in and tweaked a couple behaviors, I think his
verbiage.
heart is actually in the right
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
He just doesn't know how to get there.
he wants
Yeah.
the best out of him.
Yeah.
You know, he's a little too far.
There is also something to be said for it doesn't really matter how it got done, but he's built like this dynasty that is they're so good. It was more notable that they lost
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
than the other team
Totally.
won.
Totally.
Insanity.
Insanity. All right. CP.
Mine, I'm afraid I'm going to take yours. Or I'm afraid we have the same
No,
one.
it doesn't
I should
matter.
say. Mine is Mr. Banks.
Yeah.
this
Dude,
guy, not mine.
Because, bro, this dude, first, as we've said everything, but when we first meet him, he's like, "Is there a problem?" And he comes down and they're like, "Oh, you've been rezoned." And I actually understand that being like, "What, dude?"
Yeah.
But he's so mean. He's like, "My son
dude,
would rather not
scumbag.
play."
This
than
guy's a
play for
scumbag.
you or play for them, be a Duck, whatever. So mean. Then he's doing back deals with Ducksworth and the fucking Pee Wee Authority
Yeah.
to get his kid moved. And again, I'm like, I know this is kind of annoying, but you said it. The real killer for me is showing up to the state final game in a Hawks jacket, but cheering for Adam. Like when Adam gets a breakaway, he's like, "Come on, Adam!" Like he's clearly rooting for his son, but he
Yeah.
wants the Hawks to win.
He's like-
his
it's like-
dream is Hawks win 4-3 when Banksy has a hattie.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, he would rather the team win than his son win.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, Mr. Banks, I have a factoid for you. You live in District 5.
Yes.
Fact.
Yeah.
You are a District 5 family. dude.
Also, this kid is your son.
Yeah.
What
So,
are we
like,
doing? There's no team allegiances here in Pee Wee hockey.
just unacceptable parenting and fandom from Mr. Banks.
Yeah.
For real, dude. My healthy scratch is going to be Carp.
Oh, dude, I almost did
I
that.
just hate Carp. He plays Gerald Garner in Heavyweights,
Which is a fantastic
too. But
movie.
this guy, Carp, is just like
Wait, I gotta
Carp's.
pull him up. I can't.
Carp's dumpster diving in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, he's clearly a bad kid. He's making the Charlie's mom joke when
Yep.
they're clearly at a tough spot. He stinks at hockey. He calls Charlie Spazway.
Yeah.
He gets hit with the puck in the head. Like, he's just always a little fucker.
He wouldn't have known that if he wasn't concussed. When
Yeah,
they go, How
like-
many numbers?
Yeah, like he never really has a good moment. He stinks at hockey. He's a bratty ass little kid. He never has his come around. Like, Jesse is a bit of a shit, but at
He's
least
nasty,
Jesse's
though.
good at hockey.
Yep.
And like when Banks is hurt, Jesse's right there.
Yeah.
And Banks is the bigger man, and he's like, "Go kick some hawk butt," and Jesse's like, "I got you, bro." Like,
yeah.
he's hard to win over, but Jesse's got a good heart. Carp's just a fuck.
Yeah, it's a fun.
He's just
Yeah.
a fuck stick, and I'm not about it.
Every every youth sports locker room has a carp.
carp.
It's like, hey man,
Yeah.
let's just be a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
Let's just be cooler.
It's
dude.
being
Like,
a little
relax.
cooler than you currently are.
He's probably dealing with some stuff though.
I
Yeah,
know. I
it's
don't
true.
want to judge him, dude.
All right, now it's time for our Game 7 moment. This is
Okay.
a moment that gave us chills. It was
Yep.
a good movie moment.
Yep.
Rusty, I like the smile on your face. What do you got?
This one's funny. I kind of forgot about this. When Gordon pulls onto the ice in the limo, I can't remember which one says it, but he goes, "This is a drug-free zone, and I'm feeling generous, so I'm going to let you get your sorry butt out of here before we use your eyeballs as hockey pucks."
Yeah.
That is a real threat to a grown man
Yep.
who you have yet to find out what his business is. There
Dude,
yet.
Yeah.
don't forget, Rusty, like, possibly right after that or maybe right before,
Yeah.
he reaches for the roster, and they think he's about to kill them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, they think it's a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are hard-nosed children.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
We are threatening to cut out your eyeballs
Balls and use them
and
as hockey
use them
pucks.
as hockey pucks. And I am not particularly interested in finding out what you're doing here.
Yeah. Like, by all accounts, you assume this man is important. Not
Yeah.
a drug dealer, not someone but they're ready to cut him, dude.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Dude, there's two just truly chills moments for me. Both of them have been mentioned. I'm going to go with this one. I hope you pick the other one. Bombay getting his new wheels.
Yep.
Because when he goes out there, no twig, dude.
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
just
out there
skating, dude.
shooting.
Feeling the wind.
He's literally feeling the wind. And even like that scene, even now I watch that scene and I'm like, oh, dude.
Oh, I agree.
Get me the fuck out there right now. Like
I
that. I sometimes I watch the movie with my skates on. Just for
do you
just for
actually?
that scene, dude. Just for that scene.
That's
Because
so
like
good.
Puts the wheels
that
on.
is fucking chills right there when he gets the new boots.
My Game 7 moment is a moment of great line delivery, great character stuff, and just good cinema. After Adam Banks gets injured
Yeah.
and gets stretchered off the ice, Gordon's walking back to the bench, and he stops in front of the Hawk bench and looks at Coach Riley, and he goes, "You're going down, Riley."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the needle drop, dude.
Dude, yeah.
The needle drop of the movie score. The needle drop of that after "You're going down, Riley." Goosebumps City,
Yep.
dude.
It's
It's also like it's a
oh my God.
classic. It's a classic line. Instead of like stooping down to their level and maybe like making a threat
Yep.
or something. It's just you are going down.
You're
Yeah.
going down.
Yeah, yeah.
dude.
Nothing mean.
I'm gonna beat you in this youth hockey game.
I'm gonna start saying that again.
Yeah,
You're
you're going
going-
down.
You're
There's
going
no
down.
there's no cursing,
Yep.
no violence threatened. You're going down.
You got to. It's always followed by their last name.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
going
I like
down,
that.
Powers.
Oh, fuck, dude. Jesus Christ.
I didn't like
dude.
that at all.
That's
dude.
like I don't
Holy
need. I don't
shit.
want to hear that at all.
Yeah.
That's fucking threat.
My honorable mention is Fulton saying, "I'll be a duck."
Oh, I'll be a duck. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
That's because the score goes up there
Yeah,
too, and I
it's
was like,
unbelievable.
They do. They kind of nail some moments with the music, and
Yeah.
then like some of them are so bad.
Brutal.
Like, the
Oh,
one
brutal.
where they are running around in fast motion.
"You
and
dude."
it's like
it's like a Three Stooges.
Yeah, Benny Hill, dude.
segment.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
literally a
Completely
So
took me
stupid.
out of the moment.
So stupid. It's
Unbelievable.
like the fucking first time you meet the kids too. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're too early
Yeah.
for this
Yeah.
Am I
bullshit.
watching Little Rascals
Yeah.
right now? What is happening?
It's literally a little
Yeah, yeah.
rascal scene. All right, now the opposite of Game 7 are sent to the minors moment.
Sent to
Yeah.
the Mindsies.
What do you got?
we already talked about this. So I actually have two. We've talked about both of them.
Say them both.
So when Charlie and Gordon get out of the car and he's wrestling
Oh, yeah.
with them,
Just an
And the mom
insane scene.
the mom watches it like it's a sweet moment, but that's really bizarre. And then the sped up old timey running scene.
Yeah.
Both of these moments, it was like they almost had me.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, okay, I'm getting into it, and then something weird happens, and
Yeah.
now I'm like, I don't agree with this at all.
Like, what the fuck?
What are you doing? Also, the neighbors are like, is that Charlie like wrestling with his
Yeah.
hockey coach? In
Like,
the
who
lawn?
is that man?
Hey, buddy, it's February.
Yeah.
Get him inside.
Kid's gonna catch a cold.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to jail.
He's
Yep.
also poor. You're getting his one. You're getting his one jacket wet and
It's
dirty.
It's insane.
unbelievable behavior.
Give him a break.
Okay, here's mine, dude. And it's the playoff structure in this movie. And just hear me out here, okay? Because I did some screenshots, and I'll show this to
Yeah.
you guys. There are 10 teams in the league.
Okay.
Okay? At this point in the season, when Hans is like, here's what happened.
Yeah.
Everyone has played 12 games. The Hawks are 12-0. The Panthers are in dead last because they have the measles.
Yes.
And they are out.
Savage for the
In
Panthers.
last are the Ducks at 0-11-1.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And in second to last are the Huskies at 1-11-0. So like they are also horrific. Okay? And also I love how Hans got
But
the
they
Ducks.
have a win?
They have a win. Okay, so there are 2 games left in the season. It's a 14-game
Yep.
schedule.
Yeah.
The next game, so they can catch them, right?
Yeah.
The next game, the Ducks forfeit. So they're now 0-12-1.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
can presume the Huskies lose their game, so they're now 1-12-0.
Sure.
And then the Ducks have their last game of the year, which might even be against the Huskies. I
No,
can't
it's against
remember.
the Cardinals.
That's the tie, though.
Oh, that is the tie.
They beat someone at
Yeah,
the buzzer. Maybe
yeah.
it's even the Huskies. But either way, we can presume the Huskies lose again. So the Huskies would be 1-13-0. And the Ducks would finish 1-12-1.
Sure.
And jump them. Okay?
Yep.
And then the playoffs start, and the Ducks win one playoff game, and they go, the Ducks are in the state semis.
Yeah.
And I go, well, that tracks if 8 teams make it.
Yeah.
So then you win one game, and the next round is the state semis.
Yeah.
But if 8 teams make it, there are no buys,
No.
right? So one plays 8. Like,
So
in
how
what
the
fucking
fuck-
universe are you not playing the Hawks
Oh, that's a
first?
good point.
They're fucking 14-0. You're 1-12-1.
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
teams make it. You would play the Hawks right away.
Yes.
So I'm like, so what? Did the Hawks get a bye? They played 6 like this. It just makes no fucking sense what possibly happened.
It's a division
Yeah.
thing. You play in your division, and apparently the Hawks and Ducks aren't in division, even though Adam Banks lives on the town line.
Dude, I was
Yeah.
like, there was a way to do it too, where you could have been like, there's a bye, Hawks get a bye, that's why you didn't play.
Yeah.
You know, like they could have figured this out, and they just were like, fuck it, the Ducks made the playoffs, and they're playing
Yeah.
the Hawks in the finals.
It's one of those things where it's like you could literally on like a napkin
Yeah.
just draw out a bracket if you know nothing about hockey and be like, okay, like let's have some semblance of reality here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were just like, fuck it.
No,
Yeah.
let's just
Don't
make sure
care.
the one other team has one win, so the Ducks can get in, and
Yeah.
then they'll play the Hawks in the chip.
Yeah. Mine is kind of similar. Logic thing. In his meeting with Hans, he's talking about they first of all, Hans like has framed in his office the like heartbreak as Hawks lose the championship game. Like, why
Yeah.
would you frame that?
There's
dude?
so many like you've seen so many beautiful moments.
It's like
Gordon
all
goes,
these guys are so hung up in the past.
truly insane.
and Hans goes, it's important to remember the past.
Yes.
And Gordon's like, did you need that
Yeah.
headline?
But in that moment, he mentions that Gordon in that Pee Wee season scored 198 goals.
Jesus Christ.
Not even assists.
14 games.
198 goals, 14 games. First of all, never. Never in a
Yeah.
billion years is Gordon scoring over 19
Let's
goals
see
a
what
game.
that is. Let's see what that is.
Or whatever it is. 14 games, yeah, do that math.
And if
198
he
divided by
is
14.
that good, he would
14 goals a game.
probably have the penalty shot down pretty
dialed.
pat.
So here we go. 14 goals a game is that average. 198 goals. This is, again, it's not points.
again,
Already.
you're
even
not-
if it was points.
And you're not
Yeah.
playing like teams you've never seen. Like you're in your bracket.
Yeah.
Like they have played 14 games. They're 14-0. He scores 14 goals a game himself.
Yes.
And now you're in the state final.
So I'm not even going to talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how insanely illogical that is. I'm not even going to talk about the fact that they were apparently in a 2-2 deadlock in the state final.
where-
And then this guy misses a shootout. Let's not even go
Maybe
there.
Gordon's just like really bad under pressure.
Yeah.
Worst game of his life.
What we're going to talk about is in a 17-0 shit pumping, Hawks versus District 5. Coach Riley, after that game, screams at the team saying that they should have done better. But he then looks at Banks and goes, except for you, Banks. Great game. New Hawks record. In what world,
We're only on game 10.
Oh.
what record could Adam
Yeah,
Banks
Banks has 200 goals.
possibly have broken
10 in.
that Gordon Bombay doesn't have?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's in-game points,
Yeah.
in-game goals, or season points. There's literally no way, because again, that doesn't even count assists. There's just no record that he could have broke.
He had 20 goals a game.
Yeah.
For 10 games.
Unbelievable.
New Hawks record.
New Hawks record.
Dude, and the 17 they put on District 5 wasn't enough. That was below his average.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay.
Assuming he potted every single one.
But everyone that game. He goes, everyone, you guys were all bad. Good game, Banks. You had 17.
Yeah, nice job. You scored all 17.
The other guys are like, yeah, we didn't play well because he scored 17 goals a game.
Kid doesn't pass, dude.
It's literally like he has to score every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, those
truly.
games are like 12-minute periods.
He doesn't
too.
pass to us.
It's unbelievable. All right, now let's kick it off to our Keith Yandel sonk moment, a moment that made us legitimately laugh.
Yep.
Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Or chuckle in this movie.
When they knock that random old lady into the fountain, she's just like completely minding her own
business, dude.
Level her.
Yeah.
No one even fucking bats an eye.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
Yep.
Dude, we gotta learn. Fulton's gotta learn how to skate.
Yeah.
I don't have time for this shit.
Part of the game.
Hope
Sorry,
you're
lady.
okay. Yeah.
Just bundling old.
Yeah.
Physical game.
Like, she could have died.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
They didn't even like,
badly injured.
There are 9 children who are now an accessory to potential manslaughter. No one even bats an eye.
Yep. Dude, this moment, I had a few that coming into the movie. I've seen it many times, obviously,
Yeah.
that I was expecting to land on. This was not it, and it genuinely made me laugh. You were standing right next to me.
Yeah.
I laughed out loud. And, dude, you were just talking about this. It's the follow-up to a line you just gave. Gordon shows up to the pond,
Yeah.
and Jesse goes, "Get your vanilla booty out of here
Yeah.
before we start using your eyeballs as hockey pucks."
Flamed him.
And Gordon goes, "Thanks, bro." Dude, I could not believe he hit
The bro.
He goes,
The bro
"Thanks,
is-
bro."
Thanks, bro.
It's like,
Unbelievable.
what? I forgot he said that.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
So, I was under the impression that Emilio Estevez is this world-class actor.
Okay.
Is
I
he
see nothing wrong yet.
not that? Because I get it, it's a cheesy script and
Yeah.
stuff. He didn't do a very good job.
The 80s, 90s was his era.
Yeah.
I don't think he's world class. Like, he was a heartthrob. He was in the Brat Pack, but he wasn't winning
Yeah.
Oscars or anything like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
But he was like in The Outsiders, in Breakfast Club. Like he was in shit that people were like, "This is
Yeah.
sick."
Yeah.
And then this was probably not where he
Yeah.
wanted. This was probably not a movie he wanted.
Did
to
he
be
hang
in
it up
badly.
after this?
Well, he did all the Ducks.
He did all the right things, dude. Like,
There
he
are
did
more?
the Ducks movies. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
there's D2.
Oh, and 3, bro.
And 3, baby.
Come
What
on.
does
three.
D stand for? Division?
Well, it was like
It's
Mighty
like
Ducks.
Ducks.
and then they were like D2,
Yeah.
D3.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well done.
We talked about mine.
Yeah.
Mine is the breath, blood, or urine. No
Yeah,
thanks, I'm
yeah,
full.
yeah.
That is
Literally
just in-
one of the funniest lines in history.
like that movie belongs in like Die Hard.
Dude.
Like, it's such a
So
funny
good.
line.
Completely out of place.
Fucking hilarious. Like, I don't know who wrote it, who thought of it, but it made me like, I fucking laughed.
It feels
out
like the
loud.
writer probably thought of that line when he was like, starting his writing career and
Yeah.
was like, I'll save it for, like a big like badass feature.
Yep.
And then he was like, my career's not really going
Yeah.
that direction. Like, do I just burn it now?
Yeah, I don't know how many shots I'm gonna get. I gotta just get it in here.
Maybe I get it in here in Mighty
That's so
Ducks.
good.
Unbelievable.
He lost a pitch
Yeah.
for some sick
Yeah.
cop movie and was like,
Yes.
"Whatever, I'm putting it in this."
Yeah.
That is our plot. That is our awards. As we close out here, I want you guys to give me 2 scores here. 1 to 10, decimals allowed.
Yep. Oh, 2 scores.
Quality movie, and then enjoyment level movie.
And to be clear, like,
No. Just it
Okay.
doesn't matter.
Yep.
Like, we know it's a Disney movie. Like, we're not.
Yeah.
This isn't an Oscar movie.
Yep.
So like, is like Goodfellas like a 9?
That's what I was right about to ask.
Or
Like-
are we kind of operating on a different plane because they're not really competing?
Let's say we're operating on a Disney sports.
Okay,
movie
yeah,
plane.
I mean,
like,
it's-
Remember the Titans Miracle is like a
Counts, 'cause
that's
that-
in like
yeah.
the 9s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, even if we're just going like hockey movies, like Miracle is leaps and bounds
Yeah.
better
Quality,
than this.
quality.
It
Yep.
is.
I'm gonna say if Miracle is like a 9.4,
Yep.
the Mighty Ducks D1 is like a 6.1. Like
Okay.
it's a good
Yep.
like they accomplished what I think they were trying to do.
Yeah. And then your enjoyment level.
I actually had a really good time. But it was more I felt like I was kind of laughing at them
Yep.
more
Yeah,
than
and
I was
that's
laugh-
okay.
And
That's
that
okay.
is enjoyable sometimes. I would say I had like an 8-1 enjoyment. It was good I had 3 guys with me. We ordered a pizza.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is fun.
Yeah.
That's a
great
fun
time.
night. That's
Yeah.
a really
Great
fun
time.
night.
Yeah.
I love it. CP?
Quality movie of like Disney sports movies, quality. D1. Give me like a 7. Give me a 7.7.
There you go.
I'll go that high.
I
on
like
it.
Where
it.
does like Air Bud
Yeah.
sit for you so I can have like a benchmark?
Yeah, Air Bud.
Gotta be lower.
Lower
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, way
lower
lower.
for sure. But not horrible, by the way. Air Bud 1, actually.
Yeah,
The first one is pretty good.
Yeah.
Air Bud 1 probably 7.2.
Okay.
Do
Decent.
you have any idea how many Air Bud movies there are?
Dude, I recently, because we were talking about this, and I was like, there's no way it's the same dog. They used
dude.
so many of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
I don't even know if it's the same one throughout each
one movie. Good point. There's probably,
I bet
probably
it's
labor
probably
rules.
multiple dogs.
Labrador rules.
That brother plays everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
can do
There's
it all.
Air Bud World Pup,
Yep.
Golden Receiver.
Yeah. We
Yep.
were talking about this, like, if I lose my spot to a dog, I'm appealing that with whatever, like, athletics board will hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it is a dog.
Yeah, I'm
I'm a human who wants to play basketball.
yes.
And you are robbing me of this because there is a golden retriever that, like, headbutts the ball in.
Yeah.
I think if I'm going to appeal, and then if I lose the appeal, it's going to be hard for me to not unalive
Yep.
I'm going to
myself.
call the pound.
Yep.
Yeah. Agree.
7.7 quality, enjoyment on because of the quality and on nostalgia alone.
Yes.
9.3.
Wow.
Okay. A lot of this started because I have very famously
Trashed these
talked
movies.
shit about the like ridiculousness of
Yep.
these movies.
Yep.
I obviously grew up with them and loved them, but I have since been like, everyone stop defending these movies so much. They're nonsense.
Yep.
So this might surprise people. Mighty Ducks, this first movie,
Yeah.
I'm giving this a 7.3.
Wow.
Come on, dude.
I was actually...
He came in so negative.
I was
dude.
very, very... I haven't seen the movie in a while. I was very, very impressed with the, like... There's actually decent to good character development. Like, Gordon's arc is a bit preposterous at times. Like, the leap from missing a shot in Pee-wee's to quitting hockey completely
Yeah.
and becoming a lawyer is a little crazy. But, like, him being a cheater and then trying to give that to the kids and then a guy from his youth making him... Like, I was like, this is a good movie.
Yep.
So 7.3. And then enjoyment level, 100%, 9.1. Like,
Yeah, okay.
same deal. Nostalgia out the ass, genuine chills moments, and just a good, clean, victorious
Cool score,
Disney
too.
movie. Great
Like,
score.
it's a fun- yeah,
Great
it's a
score.
fun-
Aside from the Little Rascals
Yeah.
moment,
Yeah,
great
yeah.
score.
So, how old were you guys when you saw it for the first time?
I was
When did it come out, dude?
1992. I was.
You guys were
I was,
alive.
I was 12, 13. You know, like.
It came out when you were 12?
Oh yeah. Damn. Yeah.
No, dude.
Well, it came out when I was 13,
That's crazy.
and like I was a pee-wee hockey player. Like this movie was for me.
Yeah.
This
And did you
movie
like it
came
back
out-
then?
Loved.
Okay.
Loved.
Well, I think
The Mighty Ducks came out in 92.
Yeah. That's what I just said.
Yeah, so you were 3.
Oh wait, sorry, I'm fucking out of my mind.
I was like, how
Jesus
fucking old
Christ,
are you? dude?
Sorry, no, I was. This movie came out in 1993. I was 3 years old.
But
Okay, I
we,
was
but we
about to
probably
say.
saw
Christ,
them.
So
sorry.
you were
Like,
born in 1980.
yeah, it's like we probably saw them when we were.
Yeah, probably
sports
watched it when
Pee-wees
I was
in
like
hockey.
9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was the biggest brain malfunction of all time.
I was like, that was crazy.
I was
dude.
thinking 2003. My bad, or 2002.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So came out with 3. Probably watched it like 9. And yeah, it was just I was like, oh my god, like I'm
Yeah.
playing youth hockey. These
Yeah.
kids are playing youth hockey. It was just like it was the most movie for us ever.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
yeah, it was gas.
Yeah.
What team did you guys play on in Maine?
York.
York, yeah, York.
Did you play like a travel team?
We were
Oh,
in the
yeah.
Seacoast League, and there was like the Spartans.
Played
The
for a team
Spartans
called
were like
the
the
Seacoast
hockey.
Does Casco Bay exist? yet?
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
we played them
them all
all
the time at Jackson's Landing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my buddies were Casco Bay
Yeah,
kids.
because
Unbelievable.
that became like the fucking Greeley, like all the Portland.
Yep.
You know, like that's what you got. All the Casco Bay kids ended up going to the Portland schools.
Those
And,
jerseys were so tough.
dude, brutal.
Dude, my
It was like mesh see-through.
Yeah,
like remember
horrible.
Oyster River
Yeah,
too?
yeah, yeah.
Terrible.
with it was like a knockoff Flyers one.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
Casco Bay one. There was my buddy was on the Thrashers. He has like his 9-year-old jersey still in the basement, has the C on it.
Oh, come on.
Thrashers like away jersey.
Yeah.
So tough.
That's
so
nails.
sick.
Beautiful
That's a
stuff.
nails jersey.
Yeah.
Well, listen. I thought this was going to be the most fun I've ever had, and it was. That was unbelievable. Rusty, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me,
And
man.
there was literally no other option than to move this along to D2.
Correct.
So we will do that, and until then, that is it.
First, everybody go watch
yes.
Rusty and Willie D on
I have
Playdate.
a podcast called Will and Rusty's Playdate on any platforms. Give it a shot. It's a nice, easy watch. We talk about silly things.
Silly things.
It's fucking
YouTube,
hilarious.
Spotify, Apple,
Yeah.
anywhere you get your podcasts. Make sure to check that out. Follow these guys on Instagram, Twitter.
Fun
TikTok.
fact: we do it in this room too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
This is home. This is your home
if
court.
you
This is your home
like,
rink.
yeah,
This
I
is
was
the
playing a
Hawks
home
rink.
game tonight.
Yeah.
If you like this room and you want to watch 2 more hours of it a week, give it a shot.
There
Boom.
you go. Well, thank you again.
Thanks for having
This
me.
is a
man.
blast. And until we do the next one,
Skate hard and
Quack.
go. Yeah, quack.
quack, 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 quack,
Quack, quack. Go.